YouTube. Today's the big one. So we said 2 heavy deadlift sessions to go. This is one of those 2. Okay. Next week should be a bit of a back off. Week after will be the last deadlift session. And then I always have a week off for comp, get rid of all of that fatigue, and then it's go time. Yeah, really, really excited. I'm not going into this expecting to win. It's a very, very stacked novice field, but I would like to really put myself amongst the mid pack at least, and do well on some events that in the past I probably wouldn't have done as well on. Deadlift, nobody knows. It's so hard to know because, of course, there are people at novice levels who, although the rest of their ability sits within novice, their deadlift sits miles away. So you can never be sure. Today is 218.5 for 2. Now, that is either 2 singles or that is 2. If it is 2 singles, it's a max. If it is a double, it is a 2 rep max stroke max, because as we know, my 3 rep max currently, which is 213.5, is also my max deadlift on a standard conventional deadlift. When I say standard conventional, I'm not talking about sumo. I'm talking about versus 18 inches, 12 inches, axles, all that kind of stuff. But from bog standard deadlift, my max is 213.5, but it happens to also be my 3 rep max as well. If this goes as I want it to today, then this will not only be a max, but it will be a 2 rep max. And it will also mean I'm setting myself up really, really nicely for the competition in a few weeks. So that's big. That's big. We will see. Okay. We will see. I am now down in the depths of real fatigue. And I've had a lot of time over the last couple of weeks where I haven't been able to make up as much sleep as I would like to. As I've said before, I am going through a period of time where, I'm having a lot of internal problems, particularly the gallbladder, which needs removing. And the thing is, although in videos like this, you'll see me looking wonderful and all like chirpy, when I'm done with this, I might need to go to sleep. I might need a day sometimes. Last couple of weeks after I've deadlift, I've literally needed a whole day to recover. And you might think, well, that's mental, but ultimately at this point in time, I haven't got much else on. So in the end, I'm doing it because why not? Why as well enjoy my training? And if it takes a day out, it takes a day out, because that unfortunately is the nature of the beast. And I would rather do that than do nothing. Because if I do nothing, I'll gain weight and all manners of different issues. So because I can still do this, I just accept the fact that recovery around it's going to be extensive. But last couple of weeks where I've had my kids, I've been away, it's been more difficult. It's been more difficult to do that time in recovery. So we will see how things go. I'm going to do the air bike first because I want to get really warmed up, because the other day it actually turned out to be nothing, but I had a little bit of a sort of tweak in the tricep on this side, and it ended up being nothing. I think it was just where my what's it called, elbow sleeves had been sat the whole session and whatever, and it just made me feel a bit there, but it was absolutely fine. But I think I want to do the air bike, get totally warmed up, and then it's go time. I then have a back off of 3 sets of 3 at 180. This is huge because a couple of years ago when I first started, 180 was a big number. Like, I remember going to a competition and I pulled 180 for 1. I'd done 170 for 6 and I'd done 180 for 1. And that was only because it was under the peer pressure of people at a meetup of the people who train under my coach. By the time I did the competition, I got 180 for 3. I came second to last or dead last in it because it was a very stacked field and probably some trophy hunters in there. And so, of course, somebody did 22 reps at 180. So I was mostly out of class, but it doesn't matter because 180 for 3 was insane. And now I'm looking at doing 200 and whatever it is, almost 220 on the bar, and meaning that when I have the next comp, which I've got a comp in November as well, with Shropshire's, it's 200 for reps, meaning that that's going to be good, So this is really, really pleasing. but we will see because this has got to go first. So anyway, I'm going to cut off and then we'll see what happens. I wasn't sure that was going to happen, but that's because anxiety was getting the better of me, but it did. A new 2 rep max stroke max, because again, I don't do maxes. We only get prepped for maxes when it's a max in a competition. The rest of the time we're repping because that's what's hugely important, to get those big reps on those competitions where you have reps. But this is huge. I've gone from 2021, 2022, deadlifting 78 kilos. Now, again, admittedly, I probably had more, but in terms of what I started at, and that was 218.5 times 2. I'll be honest, there was probably a third. So we know that I've got at least 220. My aim was that on the day, 220 would probably have been my third lift. But now I'm in the position where potentially, all being well and all feeling good, it could be my second lift, which would then allow me to throw caution to the wind and do a bigger third lift and just go for it, which is what I did at the comp back in April, because I hit such a high level of fatigue by the end. The week I was aiming to do, I think it was 210 times 3, could barely pull 200. I managed to get 200 to 2 and 195 for 1. And so level high fatigue. But when I hit the competition, because unfortunately I was massively outclassed, doesn't matter, because in the end I did what I did. I hit lots of PBs. It was exciting. I hit a big 20 kilo PB because that's what was supposed to be there. So I actually did 180, 200 and 220. Again, this is a 12-inch axle, so it's slightly higher up, obviously slightly different, but this is good. This is big because this is 3 weeks, 4 weeks out, 4 weeks-ish. And I've hit a really good lift for 2. I've still got another big deadlift session to go in 2 weeks. This is very exciting. Very, very exciting. It's not somewhere I thought I would be, I'll be honest, ever. So this is good. Back off sets, 3 times 180 for 3. So 3 sets of 3 times 180, whatever that is. But and you know what? I started it and thought, oh my God, this feels terrible. But actually, the third set was probably the best one. So yeah, mental. I'm flabbergasted, I'll be honest. It's the idea of not only having now gone way past the goal of hitting 200 kilos, which I set myself years ago, even before I started Strongman, I just thought I want to be able to deadlift 200 kilos. Now, not only deadlifting 200, now past 200, past almost at 220, 2 reps in there, and then also repping 180 like it's, let's not say nothing, because of course, you know, it's still hard, but it's pretty awesome. Anyway, I'm going to the gym. I've got 2 accessories to do. Going to go and have a shower because the bathroom's being done. And then I'm done. And then the next session is my events training. And my events training is going to be good. It's full comp weight and it's just one run of everything. So it's basically pretty much, you know, just a run of 3 events from the competition, possibly even 4. If we've got a van, I may even look at doing the van pull, but I do enough sled pulling, so I'm not overly concerned about it. But It's go time. And this is very, very exciting.